So that's perfect. But in the meantime, how's your guys' day going?
Well, seems like Morgan's on the city bus, very loud. I definitely heard kids screaming or something earlier. How about you, Noah?
It's going really go. Yeah. Okay, it's like it's going pretty good. Great. I'm excited for tomorrow. They had a information session this morning for the competition, uh, and they said it was street. They said it would share, but I haven't got it. They did get how many teams there were though.
How
It
many
was like
teams?
a. I don't want to misrecall the number, but off of recollection, it was like 162 teams or something like that, in like
Wow.
68 schools or something like that. But that's
Wow.
good. There's more people to beat.
So you
But
registered all of us on Monday?
oh yeah, we're all registered yesterday. And did you get an email as well?
No, I didn't get any email.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure. I know I definitely got the confirmation email, and I'm not sure if everyone else got one as well.
Maybe
So I'm
just
gonna
forward
pull
that
this.
email to all of us. I don't even know there was an information session this morning. Otherwise, I would join as well.
Oh yeah, it was. It seemed like it was last minute. They kind of just reiterated the same information. I'm gonna actually forward it right now. Then.
Okay. Yep, yep. And how did you find all the team members?
So I found Morgan, her and I met in this my entrepreneurial class, and then Patty, her and I have tried to do case competitions in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Bree and I, we were at an internship this summer, and we happened to also go to Morgan, so we are working on some different projects. And
Nice.
the fourth person is Samira. I met her in class, and I emailed my some classmates. So it was I
Mhm.
first come first serve on that, but I talked to her, and everything was good.
Wow, that's cool. Quickly, you just assemble the team.
Yeah, I had to tell some people that there's not space and stuff, so that was the toughest part. But
Oh, well, yeah. I highly doubt that those people probably already, I don't know, got laid off or whatever. They were like super fast in communication, but I still haven't heard back from any of them. So that's like a very bad sign.
yeah,
Oh,
all right.
well.
So I just forwarded that email. Please
Okay.
let me know if it goes through.
And hello, Morgan. Just let you know, I'm an assistant professor in the business school. Never had you in my class, but to meet you.
All right, there we go. And I'm gonna share this screen or share this window. Here it is. So hopefully you guys can see this.
I can certainly see it. Not sure about
Okay.
Morgan.
So this is a document that I was working on for preparatory purposes. It's I was a lot of the information is there. I just wanted to make it more organized, but I just ran out of time in terms of like just putting it all together in terms of organization, or formatting rather I should say. But as far as like, so this is all stream. Samira said she would be here in the next 23 minutes. But to that point, I'm just setting up these windows. Yeah. So if Professor, you might, well, Morgan, when you get the chance, everything when the audio's okay, could you jump on and introduce yourself? But essentially, for this meeting, I wanted to discuss three different phases. Being phase one, like locking in the competition details, and then the next phase will be, doing some preliminary strategy stuff, aligning our mindsets, and then the third one will be prepping for launch, which launch is tomorrow. So, Professor, I know you kind of briefly introduced yourself. Could you mind introducing yourself? And then they'll watch you on the playback too.
Yeah, to Morgan. Hi, Morgan. I just tried to read your message. Yep, yep, yeah. No worries on your bus. Just keep yourself safe first. Yeah, I'm training Morgan 2 years ago, plus 2 months. So I'm assistant professor in business administration, mainly in strategy and entrepreneurship, but I'm mainly doing research in the space. So we're gonna see what kind of a case they're gonna distribute tomorrow. Is that I highly doubt it could be a tech related firm, but we will see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be here to help whatever. think we probably need at least 2 or 3 meetings during the upcoming week just to get everything ready.
And then just so everybody, so I'm doing scales. I met Professor Jingning or Dr. Jingning last semester in a business
Great.
policy class, and some of the things we talked about in class actually seemed like they would apply perfectly to this.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's really cool. And then okay, so we'll meet the rest of them later. But as far as like aligning the purpose or like our goal, it's kind of weird for it to be a live stream than watching it on the playback. But we definitely want to put together the best case possible, and if possible, advance to finals. I know it's a lot of teams, but the goal is to win. And if we even if we don't win, it'll we'll put together great work and it'll help our portfolios and things like that.
Yeah, just like by the day we submit our application, I'm probably gonna inform our department chair and our dean, just let them know that we participated. They're always happy to hear those kind of initiatives. So when we finish that exercise, within the next 7 days, it's already a win. And we hope for the best.
Okay, so boom.
Okay, Noah, would you introduce your experience with that Penn State case competition, like the overall format and everything? Do you think it's similar? And what's the
Yes.
process and what made you win in that round?
So yeah, absolutely. So my first case competition was at Penn State. It was 2 years ago. They happen in spring, sometimes in fall, but the ones the ones I took part in were in the spring. So um, the first year is my first time, but I always wanted to do stuff like that. So it was a really great experience. I would say we went out there, did pretty good, but last year we got first place. First time, second place. This time, first place.
Oh, wow.
And in the midst of it, it was like kind of a quick turnaround when you think about it. But this is way quicker though. I think we had like a month and a half. So it was the same. Essentially, what I'm saying here is that it's just a compressed timeline. Same things. Understanding the case is just as important as the work you're doing. Also, in the midst of the work, organizing it so you have it for reference. The designs and aesthetics are just as important. It's like all the small things that come together. But it's really, really fun. It's like a competitive side. And when you know that you've put the work in or done the research, you feel really confident and you feel like you have a great leverage point. And in this particular case, it's international. There are some teams that have seemed to consecutively win. One of them's from India. Indiana's done pretty good. And Argentina did great last year and the year before that, I believe. So there are some consecutive winners, but I plan on making them lose. Professor, could you also tell them about NASA Medic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what Morgan says. Oh, yeah. Thank you for the comment, Morgan. Yeah, we had I don't know about the normal case competition for the NASA side. It's more of it's not based on the case, but you go select the patents and you try to commercialize it in your own way. So again, we use a lot of our 499 business policy framework. Even those that are not taught in the class, but are supposed to be in the textbook, we kind of include them all. And then just turn that into the base commercial idea. The submission back then was like 10 to 15 pages of proposal plus a whole video pitch. So it's like more preparation, but that was a very short timeline as well. If I recall last year when I assembled the team and then for the submission of the proposal plus a video, it was probably just 2, 3, 4 weeks at the most, maybe just 3 weeks. So just like pull off everything. But we got very lucky. We got selected into the finalist. But I'm not sure about the Cornell one, but that one was definitely because they paid for everything. It was like a very well arranged activities. I'm so sad it got canceled. Well, there's so many things got canceled. Like
Yeah.
I do recall the margin online. We use our 499 business policy class, the database we use.
Oh, yeah.
See, it would be great if whatever they offer the case. But then I just got notified today that margin online, that database is like terminated from Morgan State Library. So I don't know. How about this semester's 499? I don't even know how to do that. Just like they keep cutting things.
Yeah, find money anywhere. Oh, Samira is here. Hey, Samira, how you doing? Well, I'm assuming her audio will come on when she gets the chance. But in the meantime, now that we got some introductory stuff
Nope.
going.
I'm
Oh.
good still in class. Wow, you guys can really multitasking.
All right, so let's get into the competition details. You guys can still see like these sliding on the document and stuff.
I can.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So as we know, the case competition drops tomorrow. We have 7 days approximately. So it's midnight on the 17th. They confirmed that earlier today. The finalists will be announced. They'll email our faculty member or a coach, aka Dr. Jingning. So she'll be informed as of October 1st if we are a finalist. And
Oh.
then the final presentations take place in November. If we get selected for the second round, there are no modifications that can be made to the pitch deck, but there will be a Q&A, and I believe we have 15 or 20 minutes to present.
Mm.
They select 5 different finalists. Top 3 get financial rewards. First place being 6,000, second, third, and the first is 1,000. They recommended that we have an MBA student to our team or composite our team with MBA students, but we're undergrads, so we're okay on that term. But do expect to be competing against MBA students from across literally the entire world.
Mm.
Uh, so yep, and then other schools they put in 3 teams. I think John Hopkins has a team in there at max. There's no more than 3. And one of the things they said as far as finals, if a school has multiple teams that are selected to finals, they were it seemed a little unsure as to whether they're going to let multiple teams from the same school in or not. But that's hopefully we just beat both of them, or beat however many teams we have to beat. So, but as far as round one, to talk about some of the deliverables we have to put together, it's 12 slides. They're giving us up to 5 slides as far as the appendix. And from my recollection, the cover and closing slide are included. We'll have 6 minutes to record the Zoom. They want it specifically in Zoom, audio only. They want us to remain anonymous, so they want us to avoid putting our school name, anything that will associate us to our school. And it's important that we do that. We don't know if there'll be any bias, so if we can just definitely follow that. Our team name is the Vanguard Group, and as you see, no third-party animations and things like that. Round 2, like I said, they'll take the top 5 teams, and then that's when I guess here it is, 12-minute live presentation at the Cornell Tech, which is in New York City. They're gonna help us with the expenses of it, but they definitely said they give us $1,000, so we can expect, if not all, most of it to be paid for, and that's before the support, if financially, of Morgan State. As
Quick
far
question.
as yeah.
Quick question. So the deliverables are the 12 slides deck, and then there's also a Zoom recorded presentation.
Yeah, so we'll be presenting the presentation, the 12 slides.
So it's actually 2 parts. Have
Yeah,
the slides, but also let the slides go, but also record that Zoom with no
yeah,
voice, no Morgan State logo and everything.
yeah. Just voice over us presenting.
Oh, okay. They're trying to be very objective.
Yeah. And then I went ahead and broke down. This will be formatted better, but I went around and broke down the judging, so we can definitely understand and take advantage of the judging criteria as much as possible. They broke it down into content and form, and content is broken down into the following categories. The way we're analyzing. Is that a word? Is that analysis? The way
Yeah,
we analyze.
yeah,
That's the word.
yep.
Okay. Oh, analyzing, and then recommendations, implementation plans, creativity. And I'm gonna share this as well. But the way I broke each content down is essentially what it means in layman's terms, but also what it means to us. One of the biggest things they're looking for is definitely our analysis. I believe they also mentioned something like that during the Q&A session earlier today. And then from there on, recommendations, implementation, as well as creativity. Bree is a designer, and hopefully when we all meet each other, she's amazing. I'm telling her, she's really, really good. So, and also aside from the visual aesthetics, being creative with our innovative ideas. And then it's form, so how we present and how we draft the delivery. In person, we'll be handling Q&A, and then that's when we would address that. So essentially, it's about 80% of what we're saying and 20% of how we're saying it, but the delivery can definitely swing our results. And if we can back ourselves with some strong analysis, and that's fundamentally strong research principles, we'll be in a position to make great decisions and have great ideas. and possibly nullify others' ideas through effect. But to that point, the judges, here how the judges are being selected. So we have round one. The judges are being comprised of
They're
maybe
faculty members.
is this easier to see now?
Oh yeah, it's better.
Okay, so here they're being comprised of a pool of individuals, and I wanted to just not only talk about how they're comprised, you guys can go back and look at that. Just talk about how we can take advantage of that, as well as some risk and how we can mitigate it. We understand that they're coming from a faculty and alumni value structure, so they're going to be looking tightly, assuming at the rubric. So if we can definitely show some discipline frameworks and how we're applying them, that'll definitely help us stand out early, especially organizing our ideas for what they're used to, especially in the academic space. When it comes to risk and mitigation, there's possibility that we may be graded very harshly or vigorous if the evidence is very thin, or not subject to citations and things like that. So if it appears thin, even if it's not, we may get graded harshly. So if we can make sure we're indexing our research and having a good quality and supporting our claims and assumptions. But aside from round one, round two, that's going to also pull from various demographics. They mentioned possibly pulling some coaches off of teams. They didn't really delve too much in that, but this is how the round two works. And the same thing, it'll be a multitude of individuals. So it'll be kind of challenging to really decide who our audience is, but if we can stick to the academic approach and frameworks, that'll really help us out. And then having a balanced recommendation, that also helps. Now, as for the coach, somebody asked about the coach's role in our team. They said one purpose of the coach was to ensure that we're actually all attendees of Morgan or whatever school, but in our case, Morgan State University. The second one is to, of course, to coordinate and oversee our work, but also to engage. So I just wanted for the team and past experiences, I was actually it's been sometimes could be a challenge of coordinating with your coach because you guys are on different schedules and think such and such. So what I've especially learned from last year is keeping the coach involved is everything, especially communications and trusting, asking questions. And on our side, when as a team to the team, as we engage our coach more and more, it gives them more context. I know in the past case studies, it's been we'll work, and then maybe report out, and that kind of severs the ability for the coach to help us. So we want to make sure that we keep our coach involved and bring her in, especially at key points. Do you have any words on that?
Am I serving the role for the coach or
Yeah.
they're gonna okay. I was just curious.
Do you have anything you want to add to that part or just continue?
Not really. I'm probably gonna be more involved than that, but yeah. We'll see.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. So as far as the past winners, let's talk about some past winners. They had the finalists somewhere, but I think we can look at that later. But here are some of the past winners. Last year, the competition was not in Vietnam. It was predicated on a business case in Vietnam. They actually ended up getting the university out there got first place. But you can see some patterns here. We have India. They seemingly are doing very well. It's this institute. They have Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. Yes, they do great. Indiana as well. Tufts University, which is also in India, and they are reciprocal. I saw based on the presentation that also Argentina. So there are some national schools. Some of the big ones that were doing pretty well were Indiana. Maryland I think Maryland won the first or second time they ever did it, which was a couple of years ago. Well, documented at least. It was on there. So when you guys have the time, I made it to make it easy. I posted the 4 different finalist videos so we can see how they pitched it. And knowing that nothing can change after the first round, we can kind of get an exact, clear idea of what they put into the presentation aside from the delivery for round one. Mm-hmm. But in short, what I've also done is kind of peered through them quickly and identified, okay, what were the path forward cases? For example, last year was the electric vehicles in Vietnam. The year before that was sustainable foods. And I basically articulated the focus of it. We're identifying a lot of them. It's based on strategy, certainly heavily, and strategy implies that they're going to be looking for some evidence. If you guys have any questions, just buzz in. Let me check the chat as well.
Chat is all good. Thank you.
Oh, chat's good. Okay. For example, the challenge question was how can VinFast overcome quality perception, strengthen its global brand, and achieve profitability while scaling in high competitive EV markets? The one from 22, for example, with PepsiCo, which seemingly might have been international or based in the United States. The challenge question was how can PepsiCo adapt its portfolio and go-to-market strategy to address evolving consumer tastes, sustainability pressures, and distribution constraints? So the likelihood that it's based out of America or something like Pepsi, I'm not sure. But the context in this one was that the team was asked to develop an innovative approach to product development, branding, and distribution that would strengthen PepsiCo's position while aligning sustainability and affordability. So these are the type of challenges that we're going to be having. They're fairly similar. Oh, my computer's about to die.
It makes sense. This case is about the emerging markets, about the logistics, the food, water. And what's
Yeah,
2024? Oh, 2024 was in Vietnam about the transportation, the green energy.
yeah, this one. Um, so in the case that they releases, I looked at some of the past ones they did. It's they'll give some business context, they'll give you some fundamental information, some different data points, or then they'll give you some stuff maybe about the region or the area or the state or country rather, and then they'll articulate the challenge and then the problem. But it's pretty comprehensive for what it is, but it's only like 10 maybe pages. But from there on, it's like a lot of information that is not on there. So that gives us room for possible leverage, but it also gives us room to miss possible information. So that's on there just to give an idea of what the cases are looking like. We don't know what the ones tomorrow, but we can kind of gauge it. It seems to be the similar thing in some form or fashion. We're editing the value chain or improving the value chain of these businesses. Team registration account. I had to go double check, but like I said earlier, I think there's 68 schools or something like that, and there's at least 132 or 168 teams. Um, that might sound like a lot, but in my experience, majority of teams have a hard time composing any a complete project. So it kind of like it's like a topology of how competitive certain teams are. So if we do what we can, I think we'll be in the upper 30% at minimum, just off a solid contribution.
Yeah, just finish on our end. On the other hand, it's out of our control. Just do what we are the best.
Yeah,
Since
and
Morgan
then
is off the bus, maybe we can let Morgan introduce herself. She says the audio is good to
oh
go.
yeah, go ahead.
Morgan, if it's a good time for you.
Absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Very
silent.
low.
Very little? Okay, hold on. Let me take these headphones off. All right, is that better?
Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. Good afternoon, guys. I'm Morgan. I go by Mo, just to keep the jokes by minimal. The whole Morgan goes to
Yeah.
Morgan thing. No, I'm a business administration major on the pre-law track. My focus is IP law, trying to help people create their patents and trademarks for their businesses and protect their innovations. I'm looking into merging that with my passions. I'm really big with fashion world, with the art world, sports world, all things that I exercise since I was a kid. So just finding creative ways to be able to merge all those together. Being a business major, obviously gives you the most mobility to do so. I was excited to hear about this opportunity because I was talking to Noah about how I haven't really been able to um, gain any experience, not just from Morgan, but outside in terms of internships or volunteerships or any research opportunities, just because I've had to work pretty much my whole time at Morgan and balancing that. But I'm really excited to get to see how this applies and take everything that I've learned. I'm really big on research myself, like just to keep myself aligned with what I want to do. Right now, I'm in the middle of LSAT prep, so a lot of the questions and things that we're being challenged on, I can definitely bring a little bit of my expertise on that. Um, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm a senior. I have two semesters left. What else? Yeah, it's pretty much all the other stuff is boring.
It has been wonderful, Morgan, and especially your interest in IP law and those emerging markets would be particularly helpful. That would be very helpful. Definitely going to include one slide
Yeah.
for the legal side.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we will see. That's why I need to talk to everybody, see everybody's creative side. Like the NASA one, we even include a poet We add music. It's just like do whatever creative way we can while presenting our idea. So Morgan's definitely score on that.
I forgot to mention like some of the things that I worked. I didn't even give a resume for myself. So as far as myself, I totally forgot. Um, so I'm entrepreneurial and dual major, and I work on a lot of projects. I've had some internships, but like what I really like Morgan, I think we're really similar in the sense that we definitely like to do a lot of research. Um, I put some prototypes together of different things. So I've done some slight manufacturing in some different ways. And yeah, to keep that brief, yeah. So you know what I'm saying, just to give the team an idea of who I am, or even the professor as well.
Yeah, it's good to know. Also, we should just probably send email to all of everybody. Just ask like, are they from the U.S. or anybody actually from the emerging economy? Like I'm
Oh,
from,
not oh,
like
oh
any of
yeah.
us from Africa, like Caribbean islands. Those are will be all good add up to the slides for whatever emerging market they're talking about. We can always add something to compare it with. Or if some of us actually from that area will always help. Like electric vehicle, then in China has been very successful, but it was last year's. We're gonna see about this year. And
I
then like
know. I was gonna say I know Kadi. I won't say what I guess she can introduce herself. I don't know where she's born, but she is, and she's international. So she's traveling. She's really familiar with like different countries. So that's a really good point.
yep.
All right, cool. So getting into like the mindset strategy, really big on strategy, especially if we can all align our minds. We only have 7 days, so it's a little challenging to build uh, chemistry as you would not naturally. But so let's some things I definitely noted here is that we have a short turnaround. We have 7 days. Let me actually look at the calendar because it might actually be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we actually have 8 days.
So
Um,
did they say when they're gonna drop the case? I don't know if they're
yeah,
gonna send to me.
tomorrow, but I don't know what time though. But
Okay.
I check my email all day, so I'll let y'all know as soon as I get it.
As soon as you get it, just forward to all of us, just in case, because I didn't receive any notification.
Okay.
Just in
It
case.
might actually go to you. It'll either go to me or to you.
Okay.
Okay, and so yeah, so we have so if we could well now that we have kind of 8 days, nonetheless, so if we could treat it as though we have about 5.5 days to 6 days, that'd be good. Um, Not only does it give us the urgency, allow us to make streamlined decisions, but also like in case competitions and then both all my experiences up to this point, there's stuff that happens last minute. Yeah, of course, technical stuff, but it just could be anything. Life can happen, whatever happens. So if we can treat it as if we have 5.5 days, I found that those days give you enough buffer for polish. When it
Okay.
runs out, I'll just send another one.
Good mind.
Um, and then as far as the decision base, we only have 7 days. So if we can just root our decisions in evidence, I know it's going to be tempting to make assumptions, but those could be our possible downfalls. In certain places, that's exactly what we need to do. And then the next one is research is everything, especially in this particular case, based on what I looked at one of the presentations or a couple of the presentations. I was looking like, okay, yeah, this is they got the data, they got everything together, and if that's what the teams are doing to make it, we want to reflect that. Also, is that in this particular competition, we don't really have a lot of time, so it's less about perfection and more about like baseball making strong contact. And then once we make contact with the ball, running the bases as hard as we can. So we may not have the perfect idea, but if we can run the bases with the idea, that'll give us the momentum, etc. And then as far as the dates, key dates are everything as well. So we can set some anchor deadlines, such as if we want to do repetitions, practice, have certain aspects of our project or our case competition in. That'll be very important. And also, like I talked about earlier, our coach is also part of the team. I keep saying this, but it's important to not just see our coach as an external party that we're consulting with, but as a member of the team because she has a lot of value to add as well. And I know AI is an amazing tool. So I personally think we should be leveraging as much as we can. But, with AI, making sure that it's, as people say, not hallucinating. And if we have to cite AI, there's certain ways that we can cite AI. But I'm all for using AI, even if for example, the AI, they have this, I don't know if you guys use it, but if you go on ChatGPT, you can click the research button and it'll query like formal researches based on what you're requesting. It'll do like 20 to 30 at a time for whatever you're talking about.
Yeah, the
And
only
also,
It's
Oh yeah.
always like the downside is always generate the fake references and stuff,
Oh
even though
yeah.
yeah. So that's something I can definitely help with as well. I will. You keep going and
Oh yeah. Okay. And just expecting the unexpected. So they gave us between 4 to 5 people. I wanted to have as much people as we can because the unexpected things happen. You never know. So if we can make sure that we're prepared for that, and also make sure that everything that you know, at least one other person knows. So I know sometimes you may know something in particular, at least ensure that one other person knows it. That's been a challenge in the past. I may have known like this and that about the project, but if anything were to happen to me or anything I wasn't able to make it, it would be like that information seemingly doesn't exist anymore. And we want to make sure we're leveraging the things we do know. Speculation, especially when dealing with global markets, can be challenging, as we might assume that something could be comparable or parallel with the United States. So we want to make sure that we're making that evaluation because the judges are probably going to be international. So if we say something that they don't recognize or they see that's not true, they may focus on that rather than the rest of our. And it goes on, but essentially the last one I'll speak on is visuals matter. The diagrams, the frameworks, how we present them, and Bree is amazing at that. So we should be good at that. We should be really, really good with that. But yeah, so this what I continue to do with some patterns of success. So we just pick a random one. This is from the winning team, VinFast, just one of the 5. Is that they made sure that they had partnerships involved in the models which they were talking about, and that their financials were very feasible. And then just the next year we had the DSM. They were dealing with it was a Netherlands case actually, but they definitely had practical finances. So that's what we're seeing as a pattern here: strong finances. But that's something we can look at for later. But as far as communications, as far as like us launching, if everyone's okay with it, we can use iMessage as our primary means of communication.
hope everyone uses iPhone. It'll be easier.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
So I'll
fine.
create the group chat. And then as far as Google Drive, we can share and coordinate. I have 5 minutes. Okay. If we can share and communicate information, research, I'll organize the drive via Google Drive. And I thought it could be really efficient if possible, if everyone's interested in using it. If we can use Google Calendar, in particular, because it's a lot easier to schedule timelines. If you have open availability, we can look at each other's schedule based on what we want to use, and it makes it a lot easier to coordinate different open windows and communicate deadlines, of course.
Mhm.
As far as tracking tasks and things that need to get done, Google Sheets, it's really easy to like see the columns and see what has to get done, timelines, see what's getting done, and it's a lot easier to communicate with that sometimes instead of having to constantly depend on a response. We can put a comment in there. So essentially, iMessage for speed, Google Drive for organization, Google Calendar for scheduling, and Google Sheets for accountability and tracking what we're doing in such a short span of time. With that being up to that point, does anybody have any questions?
Did you organize all of that?
Oh, so yeah, so the iMessaging, I will make the
I
message.
mean, like this whole document, did you organize?
Oh yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
very organized.
Oh, thanks.
Impressive work, Noah.
Yeah, well, yeah, gotta win. Let's get this win. This would be amazing for us.
My only question is, did you guys set meeting times for the rest of the week, or we haven't done that yet?
So we haven't done that yet. That's something I would definitely like to do. And I know sometimes it can be challenging, especially when like someone asks for like, what's your schedule like? Because it's subject to change. So if we can definitely get the Google Calendar and we could share schedule with Google Calendar, that would be amazing.
Okay, yeah, because I just had an update on my schedule, like just now. I just added another class, so it's gonna change my meeting times on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect. And okay, cool. So as far as necessary frameworks and models, so we talked about what the case competition. Oh, here come Morgan's coming back. You see, oh, all right, good, all good. Oh, did you have any questions, Morgan?
Guess it was just internet. Also, the Zoom won't shut off after 2 minutes, right?
Oh, it will. Okay, so let me I'll just end it now before we get into the latter half, and then we could just
Yeah, in the future, let me set up the Zoom so that we have unlimited time.
Okay, that's perfect. Okay, I'm ending now. And I'll in at 2:40 they should be open again.